what's up guys, it's Andrew from Just Another Sport Dog, doing my second instructional video. It's going to be on teaching your dog to target different areas of the body. It can be used for sport dogs, police dogs, personal protection dogs. If you like to do that type of stuff, we're not here to debate targeting for those type of animals, so we will just jump right into it. First thing I want to start off with is saying is we're not going to teach targeting until your dog has the proper grip, technique, and foundation. So if your dog cannot have a full grip and counter and push into a regular sleeve, you are not ready to go into targeting. Alright, so that being said, I'm going to just kind of introduce the equipment. And this is a targeting sleeve, specifically for an upper body, usually used for shoulder / bicep bites. This particular sleeve is from Kurt USA. And there's really nothing too special about it. It's basically suit material, and you can see it has a tab up near the armpit area, and it does have a handle on the inside in case you wanted to use it like a regular sleeve. And typically, actually, when I start my dogs, I actually, to introduce them to this material coming off of a jute sleeve cover, I will just give them the forearm bite to kind of bridge the gap, so there's no new surprises. Some dogs does not matter. Other dogs, they get that new material in their mouth and get a little weird about it. So you can give them a regular sleeve bite, put that off to the side, grab this, show them the same motion, give them that forearm bite, let them counter a couple times, they get used to the material, and it just helps bridge the gap. Okay, so after you give your forearm bite, if you choose to do so, your dog counters, everything's going well, he maintains his grip like he normally does, then you can start targeting. Okay, so I'm going to go into a lot of what people do when they're wrong, when they're new, because I know I did it and everybody I teach does it, and then we'll go over the correct way to do things as well. Now we'll talk about how to present, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you first on my bare arm, okay, before I put the sleeve on, so you can see exactly what I'm doing with my arm. Sometimes it can be hard to see when it's covered up and figure out exactly what's going on. Okay, so when I present this sleeve, and it doesn't have to be left arm, it can be right arm as well, okay? Does not matter. When I present this target, common mistake people make when they first start. Arm's gonna be behind your back, and why that is because if I do this, the closest thing to the dog is what? Your forearm. We're not teaching a forearm bite. We're teaching armpit, upper chest, shoulder bite, okay? So, tuck this arm behind. Okay, boom. Alright, what you want to do is pop your shoulder. I am not dipping my whole body in like this. If I do that, if you're the dog and I go in like this, what is the closest point to the dog? Right? Boom, right there. Okay, and then the dog's going to bite, and what are you going to have? You're going to have a forearm bite. Again, that's not what we're going for. We're going for up here. So, I am squared up to the dog. Let me step back here. I am not stepping into the dog. I am squared up to the dog. I tuck my arm. Remember, shoulder. Okay, let me get a little bit closer here. When I present, it is a shoulder pop. Shoulder pop. Okay, again, even if I stay squared up and I go like this is the closest thing to the dog. That's what they're going to get. It is a shoulder pop. Now, if you are not experienced with this, it can be intimidating because you're basically encouraging the dog to come up in this area right here, and people will get a little worried about this and they start doing these things right here. And that's typically why you see that, because people are nervous and they want to get their face far away from the dog, so they'll do what? They feed this, or they're just used to doing a lot of sleeve work and it feels very natural to do that right there. Okay, so you almost have to overcome what your body wants to tell you to do in a situation like this, right? We got a dog's teeth coming near our face. That's literally what you want though, okay? Shoulder pop, okay? Very easy to do when I don't have a dog in front of me, right? I don't have to worry about timing. I don't have to worry about the dog moving side to side. And let's talk about that. When I am coming up to present the sleeve, I'm not doing a lot of side to side prey motion, okay? If I do a lot of this, what's the dog gonna do? They're gonna track me and they're gonna go side to side. You want to in and out, okay? Tuck the arm, you're the dog, here I come, I grab my strap on the sleeve. I come up, so my hand is going to be like this. Pretend the sleeve's on there. I'll show it to you in a second with the sleeve on. And it's shoulder pop. Okay? Shoulder pop. We're not going to wade right in and give this dog a bite. Okay? I'm assuming that you all know that the dog will be on a back tie, and I'm not talking about a bungee. They will be on a solid line back tie where you know exactly how far they can come out. Do not teach a dog to target with a handler holding the leash. You will get bit. Okay? Do not use a bungee. You will get bit. Okay? Tuck the arm, sleeve, I grab here. I'm walking up square up to the dog. I'm watching the dog's timing. Shoulder pop, move out. Walk in, squared up to the dog, shoulder pop, move out. These are misses is what I'm talking about, okay? You'll see later on in some of the clips I do how I actually move. I'm going a lot slower, obviously. Very fast dogs are harder to catch. Slower dogs are easier to catch. Every dog's different. We all know this, okay? So I walk in, shoulder pop. I've done my misses. I've seen in the dog's eyes. I'm watching the dog. I know exactly where they're going to go now at this point. So now I step up right to the line of where I know my back tie reaches its apex. And I break that line with my shoulder. I break the apex of the line. And boom, the dog comes up and gets that bite bar I was talking about earlier. Okay? As soon as the dog grips, I am pulling tight. And I'm immediately putting pressure backwards on the grip. Okay, what that does is it helps the dog set the grip. Does not matter if the initial strike is not full. Does not matter. Bite, pull, tight, tight, tight. When I come back down to let the dog counter into the grip, this arm is coming out. I am moving away from this. This arm is coming out. I am turning my body into the dog so their spine is perfectly in line with the side of my body. Keep in mind, when I do this, and you'll be able to tell by the dog's grip, I am keeping pressure on the dog's grip at this point still. When I go down and put all 4 feet on the ground of the dog, now I can come in loose and that dog will counter. Okay? This is a safety thing. If you step all the way in before the dog counters and you get a dog that's uncomfortable in there because it's the first time he's been in the face and there's some different kind of pressure there than just the forearm bite, the dog may let go and bite you somewhere else. Okay? Not every dog will do that. Some dogs won't have any nerve issues with this, okay? So let's go over that one more time. Boom, tuck, grab my tab, I'm in, straight in, miss, miss, break the apex of the back tie, bite, pull tight immediately, arm comes out. I'm keeping pressure on the grip at this point. I put all 4 feet on the ground for the dog to encourage the counter. When all 4 feet are on the ground, I step in a little bit and the looseness of the back tie will encourage the dog to drive in and counter. As soon as they do that, I simply repeat all the steps that I just took. So loose, they counter, tight immediately, and I stand back up. The only difference is after the initial bite, I'm not retucking my arm. I'm keeping right here. I'll lean back into it, and then I repeat. Loose, counter, tight, loose, counter. Okay? That motion is a bridging motion for the sleeve work, which is why I said it's important your dog knows how to do it on the sleeve, right? When we introduce something new, we're looking for that bridge to help the dog transition. Okay, so now that I've shown you without the sleeves, so you've seen the exact mechanics of how your arm should be, we're going to do it with the sleeve one. Okay, so earlier, remember when I showed you the upper body, there is a handle in here that will get in the way. When you put it on for targeting on the upper bicep shoulder area, you will not be grabbing this. That may change depending on what type of sleeve you have. If it's a different company, it may be structured differently. Maybe you may grab the handle. I don't know. We'll have to see depending on the positioning. But for now, with the Kurt sleeve that I have, I don't do this. I actually stick my hand out past it. It's on top of the handle. You see that in there? Okay. So it's going to be a little different now. I got the sleeve on. So I'm not going to be able to tuck as easy, but you still want to tuck that as much as possible. Okay, so let me do a little close-up here so you can see. This is what it should look like. Okay, then we talked about this. This tab is crucial for beginning dogs on this part, okay? You want to be able to pull that tight. And here's that bite bar I was telling you about. Let's see if I can get a good angle. There we go. All right. There's that bite bar I was telling you about. This tab is crucial for putting your shoulder in the correct place for them to bite this, okay? Do not be worried about your hand getting bit. If you're going in and out and you do your misses correctly, there is no chance that this hand can be bit if you're doing it correctly, okay? Assuming that you have the back tie like I told you to. All right, so we tuck, we come in, and watch what I'm doing with this tab. Miss, back out. Shoulder pop, miss, back out, okay? I come in, notice I'm still squared up. I do not have a lead leg in there. Pop, shoulder pop, and the dog comes out. I breach the apex of my back tie. The dog comes up and bites right there on the bite bar. And I'm pulling tight, okay? Boom, tight, immediate back pressure. I'm still keeping pressure, the arm comes out. I have turned to the inside of the dog. Okay, let me back up so you can see this a little better. When I go down and all 4 feet are on the ground, then I can step into the apex of my line. I see a little bit of tension in the back tie. That dog will counter deeper into the bite bar part of this. I'm still keeping tension here, okay? And then I stand up and I square up to the dog and go tight again immediately. You don't have to square up, you can also do this. I prefer to square up, pull tight immediately, and then repeat. Boom, boom, counter, stand back up, tight, okay? Based off of what the dog's doing is how many reps you'll do or how you react to the dog. I can't get that detailed here, obviously every dog's different. So let's just say we got 3 good counters, first time on the inside of the sleeve, good job. Go down, I'm keeping tension on the line, so here's a safety. I have tension on the line, okay? I'm keeping tension, I let go here. I still have tension on the line. I come underneath the dog's head, still have tension, underneath the dog's head. I grab the bottom of my sleeve, I still have tension on the grip, okay? This is why I will not get bit. If that dog lets go of the grip and tries to bite this arm, what happens? If I'm leaning back and putting pressure on, I'm out of the way. They cannot let go of that grip that fast and come back and get this arm if I'm already moving backwards, okay? So safety. If you got a loose line and I go to do that, the dog can let go and get my hand, okay? Keep tension on the grip. It encourages the dog to stay on the grip, and it keeps you going that direction in case the dog does let go faster than you can react. Underneath the dog's head, I grab here. I step in. I have pressure still. I step in. The dog counters. Slip. Let the dog carry. We all know that game. Okay. Again, one more time. Okay. The dog's on the grip. Tension on the grip. I'm reading the dog. I know what he's going to do. I've done this 3 times already. Tension still on the grip. I let go of the tab. Underneath the dog's head, I grab the bottom of the sleeve. I go down, dog's on all 4s. They counter, pull, slip, and you're out of the way. Do not turn your back on the dog as you let go of the sleeve and let the dog make you pay for it if it's that type of dog. Okay.